You asked for it, you got it.
Do you want it?
I don't want
Because you're
it.
asking for it. You're dying for it.
Top 10 fragrances from my Laverne collection. Let's talk about it. Hello, my name is Nixon Dice and you are watching Smelly Cat, the best place on YouTube to find out about Middle Eastern fragrances, hidden gems, cheapies, clones, alternatives, self-proclaimed best place. Today we'll be talking about my Laverne collection, not all of it, my top 10 picks from my Laverne collection because you asked me for it. For those who don't know, Laverne is a Middle Eastern brand, a Saudi brand that has taken the Middle East by storm. I was in Riyadh a couple of months back, and I really wanted to visit their store. I went there and then I saw a line to get in. Yes, a queue to get into a fragrance store, and the waiting time was 45 minutes. 45 minutes for you to just get inside the store. So I said fuck that, flew back to Dubai, and I ended up buying online like I always do. I'd already bought their fragrances online before. They have a minimal for the UAE, from the Saudi at least, they have a minimal shipping fee, and it's not too much considering the price of the fragrance and the offers that they're running. But 45 minutes to get into a store, I'm never gonna do that. So I bought them blind before, even when I wanted to go test them out of there. I was not going to wait 45 minutes. I blind bought the others as well, and then because I keep liking them, I sort of end up going on their website and buying every new release that they have. In fact, while making this video, there are like a couple of releases that came like this week itself. One where the bottle looks like Pacific Chill, but the notes are slightly like LV Imagination, so maybe I'll be picking that one up. 2 or 3 more fragrances. I don't know. I've not been disappointed by this house yet. Maybe 1 or 2 fragrances not to my liking, but those were fragrances for women mostly. But my wife seems to like them. So yeah, I would say 95% hit rate with this brand, at least with blind buying with me. So yeah, all the fragrances that I have from Laverne, I bought on my own with my own hard money. They've not given me anything. Almost no brand gives me stuff. All the stuff that you see on my channel is mostly stuff that I bought, unless I put it up in bold at the bottom saying this is a fragrance that was gifted to me. Maybe 1 or 2 videos you've seen like that, right? So most of the fragrances I buy on my own because that keeps me honest. I don't have affiliate links. A lot of you ask me saying, hey, why are you being lazy? This YouTuber is lazy, he has no links to buy the product. The reason I don't do that is because I don't know where you live, and then I have to give different links for different countries or regions, and also there's no guaranteeing authenticity, plus I'm making nothing out of it. So the ones that you usually see are affiliate links. People make a cut out of that. I don't care about that. I talk about fragrances. If you like it, you buy it. If you don't like it, skip it, right? So yeah, you can see like a stack over. This is just half of the boxes of the Laverne fragrances that I've bought. These are, I think, 8 or 9 of them. I have around 17 to 18 fragrances, but only 10 in this list. Okay, so most of which I've left out of the top 10 are actually women's fragrances, mainly because I don't wear them too much, so I really don't have time to judge them that well. And secondly, because some of them my wife has taken with her to India. She's flown to India and she's taken 3 or 4 bottles with her. So I couldn't add them in this video anyways. It would look incomplete. So this video is mainly male fragrances, fragrance over male or unisex. There are 3 or 4 unisex fragrances in this one as well. So I'm going to take you through my top 10, starting from number 10 all the way till number 1. But before I tell you what my favorite fragrance from this house is, and go through that list, I'm going to tell you things like which is my most complimented from this, which is the longest lasting, because I'm sure you have those questions, and most of the questions that I get in the comments are which of these lasts longest, which is best for summer, which is the most complimented, which is the sexiest. So before I get into the list, I'll just tell you these things and then we'll move on to the actual list. Yeah, let's start with the longest lasting. It's a very close call between Blue Laverne Bakhur and Night Sapphire. So Blue Laverne Bakhur and Night Sapphire, these two are the longest lasting fragrances from this collection. The best sillage, I will give it again to Night Sapphire. It's because of that. It's because of that scent DNA actually. Even the original, or the one that this scent is inspired by, has is the same. Now what it is inspired by, I would say stick around, watch the list and you'll find out. Most complimented once again is Night Sapphire. Maybe it's because of that scent trail that it leaves behind. Not only does it get noticed, but people seem to like it as well. Most classic smelling is King Tobacco. It's got that old school tobacco lavender vibe in it. Most expensive smelling is Blue Laverne, the OG. When it dries down, chef's kiss. Oof. Safest to wear is Champion. It's a boring blue fragrance, does smell good though. Best for winter is I Was Here. Again, wait for the list to find out what each of these smell like. And best for summer is Blue Laverne Tiger. You can see I've made a dent on it because it's summer here. And finally, best for date nights is Lador Bakhur Classic. Now there's a difference. There's one which comes with a black placard with gold text, that's Lador Bakhur. Even though this says Lador Bakhur, this is Lador Bakhur Classic. Now onto the ranking, but before that, a special mention to a fragrance that my wife just loves. She's taking the bottle with her to India, but each bottle, like I said, comes with, did I say that before or not? Okay, I didn't say it, but each bottle that you buy comes with a sample pack in it. So this one's a little fancy. I'll show you the other ones. I love this sort of, I hope this doesn't fall. It has this sort of pop-up art happening inside with this floral thing, and that's how the bottle looks like that she has. But this is a sample, and each of these fragrances comes with a sample. I'm mentioning this one because this is her favorite, and I just had to put it somewhere in the list, so I'm putting this as a special mention. It's called Miss Laverne, and this is how the other samples look like. They come in small vials like this, so every bottle that you buy, you get a vial like this that you can try, and if you don't like the fragrance, you can return the bottle, but it's too much of a hassle. I've never done it, and it's not like I hated any of these fragrances. So each of them comes with a 2 or 3 ml vial that you can try before you actually open the main bottle. These are some of them because I've finished most of them, but yeah, and these are the only ones I could fit into my hand. Number 10 is Orchid Valley. There's really no orchid in this. This one smells like fleur narcotic, or if you've tried Parfums de Mali's Valaya, it's a fruity floral fragrance mainly for women, but I pull it off, and that's why I have put it in this list. If you can pull off scents like Delina Exclusive, Holy Peony, those kind of scents, then this one will also be easy to wear for you. Although this is marketed to women, I really like it. But if you already have something like Fleur Narcotic, you don't really need this. I've given this one a 7.5 out of 10. Number 9, Champion. It's hard to put a finger on what this is exactly like, but it mostly reminds me of Bleu de Chanel's EDT with a bit of YSL and a teeny bit of Dylan Blue in there. So it's in that space, you could say. This is the weakest Laverne in my collection, to be honest. Although I must say that people will enjoy this a lot. It's a boring DNA, like I mentioned earlier, but it's a very likable scent. It's a likable blue, easy to wear scent. Now I bought it out of curiosity because I saw a picture of Andre Onana, who is the Manchester United's new goalkeeper. I have been a United fan for 25 years. When I saw him pose with this, I don't know, I had to buy it. For me though, it is a 7.5 out of 10. On number 8, I have Blue Laverne Tiger. This is a flanker to Blue Laverne, and this is, I would say, I don't know, my camera is not doing it justice. It looks a lot bluer in the screen, but over here it's got this turquoise like color, comes in this frosted glass, gives you this icy feeling. which is exactly what they've done. So it's got the same blue Laverne scent DNA in it, but more icy cool feel to it, more floral, less patchouli, has a powdery gingery opening, then it turns into a very calm and relaxing scent. Now I wish it lasted longer, because it's not like it comes in the 200 ml as well. It does last longer than Champion, but it'll give you 5 or 6 hours and not more than that. Now if you'd ask me, say a couple of months back, this would be a little low on the list, maybe 9 or 10, but it's slightly moved up because I've been wearing this recently when it's really hot outside. A couple of events that I've had to go to where I had to be on ground and it's hot, and I wore this and it did really well. Not in terms of performance, but just in terms of how it smells icy cool when it's really hot. So not a bad scent, but all the other blue Lavernes are much better. I'm talking about blue Laverne, Sport and Bakhur, and that's why it's not higher up in the list. For me, a 7.5 out of 10. On number 7, I have I Was Here. This is their take on Xerjoff Alexandria 2. It's not the closest when it starts off, to be honest. Could have been a lot creamier. The rose could be a little more prominent. Lavender could be, I would say, could be less sharper when it starts off. Otherwise, once it dries down, it does get smoother. That wet woodiness that you associate with the scent is there, and after some time it does have that classy feeling, and it is a good performer too. Yeah, so I don't mind that it comes in 100 ml in the winters, and I've tried this in winters. I've tried this outside the UAE in cooler places. This one does well. I've worn it a couple of times. I will wear it more when it gets cooler. That's why you don't see much of this used. I had 2 samples of this, finished them, wore it like 3 or 4 times, worn this also a couple of times. Does well when it's cold. Number 7 with 8 out of 10 is I Was Here. Number 6 is Blue Laverne Sport. Now you've smelled this 100 times before. This is that Aventis Hachivat DNA. Reminds me also a bit of the pre-2017 Club de Nuit Intense Man batches. A little. There's also a bit of berry-like sweetness in this one, which makes it slightly different from that Hachivat DNA, but you can feel that oak moss, you can feel that that woody green feel as well. That's why I associated somewhere in between Aventis and Hachivat. It would be a lot like Orion, Tiziana Terenzi's Orion, if that berry was a lot sweeter, if that red, I don't know what they've called it, maybe red currant or something like that. In Orion it's red currant, sorry. In this one they've probably called it red berries or something like that. If it was a lot sweeter, a lot tartar, then it would get closer to that one. But it is, again, the DNA is common, and when it comes to this DNA, I already have better sense, and that's why it's a little lower down in the list. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. Number 5 is King Tobacco. This one is a spicier, fresher, tonka heavy version of Xerjoff Naxos. The lavender is stronger, which gives it this spicy, fresh opening, but also makes it a lot screechier or scratchier, you could say. Honey isn't as smooth as the honey that is in Naxos. Also, that honey does take some time to get detected. Now, it is like Naxos, but with a bit of old school, like I mentioned earlier, classic old school amber fougere vibe to it, or amber fougere twist to it. I've given this one an 8 out of 10. Number 5, King Tobacco. Number 4, Night Sapphire. This one smells like Louis Vuitton's Stellar Times. This is definitely a Stellar Times alternative. Just because I haven't shown it yet, guys, look at this bottle. It's pretty. It's got this little, I don't know what this thing, like a small medal over there. The sprayer is huge, the bottle is heavy, and it just feels so premium, and all of these are around that 100 to 120 Saudi Riyal mark. So 120 dirhams, around that price, whether you buy the 100 ml or the 200 ml. Most of them after discount come at that price, which is I think roughly around that $30-35 mark. And look at the detailing at that price. This one is on the cap on the top. This is a leopard, which is the Laverne logo. Just, you know, it's not just printed there, it's embossed in it. I don't know if my camera is doing it justice, but it just looked so nice. So yeah, there is thought gone into it. Even though it's that $30-35 mark, there's no cost cutting there. The fragrances also perform well. Coming back to Night Sapphire, I'll just go on and on talking about other things about the brand. Otherwise, I'm not a white floral guy. You know, I don't like, let's say, I'm not a citrus blossoms guy. I don't like neroli and orange blossom and those kind of things, let alone a fragrance that is built around orange blossom, which is what Stellar Times is. But for some reason, I weirdly enjoy this DNA, you know. And like I said, it's the only, I'm not sure of the official notes now. I have to go check it out for Stellar Times. And I'm not sure of the notes for this one as well. I'm sure they've said orchid and violet and all of these things. But essentially, it's amber and orange blossom on neroli. And that's what Stellar Times is as well. If I remember correctly, it's amber, it's orange blossom, it's Peru balsam, and a couple of other things, Cashmere or something like that. I may be wrong, maybe it's simplified, but I was reading about it when it launched and I said this is not going to be my cup of tea until I tried it and loved it, and then I got a few of the alternatives for it. With this one, Night Sapphire being my absolute favorite. Now the real deal is too freaking expensive. Definitely never gonna buy that bottle, even though I spend so much on fragrances. I mean, I spend so much on fragrances, many fragrances, but when you have to do that on one fragrance alone, you know, it's not my cup of tea. For someone who wants something very close to Stellar Times with great performance, you know, and very long lasting, like I said earlier, it's one of the longer lasting ones, and amazing sillage, just a beast mode kind of fragrance with that Stellar Times DNA, then you should definitely check out Night Sapphire. My favorite, I have a couple of others as well. My favorite alternative to Stellar Times. For me, it's an 8.5 out of 10. Number 3, Lador Bakhur Classic. Now, like I said earlier, it says Lador Bakhur here, but this one is the classic edition. I have not tried Lador Bakhur because that has always been out of stock. But this one, Lador Bakhur Classic, comes with this gold placard over here and black text, and that one comes with black with gold text. This one is, to my nose, YSL Tuxedo meets Leighton. Mostly YSL Tuxedo though. Nice, smooth, woody scent. If you like the violet leaf and patchouli combo in the original, then you will enjoy this one too. Who else will enjoy it? People who like scents like CH Man, Santal 33, Ajmal Amberwood, Bodesha, Angelic. You guys will drink this stuff up. 8.5 out of 10. On number 2, I have the OG Blue Laverne, one of their most popular fragrances. I've actually finished half of this bottle. I took it to India, and then my dad liked it, so he kept it, so I had to go and buy another bottle, and then the prices dropped for this one. So the 2 bottles that I bought were at a higher price, around 160 dirhams, 160 Saudi Riyal, which is I think 45, so $10 more, but again, worth it. If you like strong marine aquatic fragrances with a solid leather base, this will be right up your alley, no pun intended. This gets compared to Bulgari Gyan, and quite rightly so, although this one I must say is not a straight clone or a direct alternative of that fragrance. This is a lot fresher, has a lot more citrus, and like a marine sea water feel to it that Gyan doesn't have any of. lovely scent. Number 2 on my list, I give it a 9 out of 10. So what's number 1? Most of you must have guessed it already. It is Blue Laverne Bakhur, the first Blue Laverne flanker to launch. Probably the most popular out of all the Laverne fragrances, even more than the original Blue Laverne, I would say. Now, Bakhur means incense in Arabic, or actually it's an umbrella term for fumes, incense, oud chips that are dipped in perfume oil. Essentially anything that you can burn that smells good is called Bakhur. You'd expect this to be smoky then, right? It's not. Well, not that much at least. Yes, there is a hint of smokiness, but that smokiness is also that, you know how this smokiness of barbecue is, that sweet smokiness? That's what this has as well. The Bakhur here is that sweet Middle Eastern incense and not that church frankincense that most of you will be used to, including me. This smells a lot like Imperial Valley by Gissa, although this one is a lot sweeter and a lot fruitier, and a little fruitier, sorry, a lot sweeter and a little fruitier. Definitely their best offering, and that's why it's number 1 on my list with 9.5 out of 10. You made it to the end, so hit that like button. Don't be stingy with your likes, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do subscribe. Also hit that bell icon so you get more videos like this. Let me know which one of these 10 that you already have. I have around 17 or 18 of them. I tried putting the ones that I use most, that I like the most, mostly the unisex and the male fragrances. Let me know if you want a separate video on the women's fragrance. I have 6-7 over there as well, so if you would like that, and if I get enough comments for that, I'll do that one as well. Until next time, keep smelling amazing.